Don't miss out on your 2023 tax breaks. All right, this is a pretty good article from a Wall Street Journal. I'm going to share with an example of something that this lady, Laura Saunders, doesn't talk about, but I was working with this guy on Saturday, I should say, my man. We'll just call him Roger the Dodger, and we're able to save about $80,000 in taxes. Now, it has nothing to do with what Laura's going to talk about this article, but they kind of go together. I want to share this with you because I think it's that important. And guess what else is important? Yes, Pablo. Pablo says, Dad, how dare you not include me? And Pablo says, Dad, you're still wearing the same shirt from yesterday. Yes, I am, Pablo. Yes, I am. If I just wear a shirt one day, and look, I work from home, dude. If I just wear a shirt one day, I'm not changing it to give my wife more to clean. That's stupid. But top of the morning to you. Good morning, First Sergeant. I did change my underwear though, just FYI, in case you're wondering. I changed my Fruit of the Loom underwear to the Fruit of the Loom where they have the fruit with a cornucopia. Everybody knows Fruit of the Loom logo had a cornucopia. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Everyone knows that. You know it, I know it. But there's no such thing as a cornucopia in the Fruit of the Loom logo. So what happened to cornucopia? Kind of crazy. You know it, I know it. All right, so here's Laura Saunders. I've been reading her for many moons, and very much like Laura, actually. So it's time to shake a leg on tax year planning. All right, where's Vinny? Where's your brother, buddy? All right. First of all, it's important. Check your withholding and estimated taxes. So I'm self-employed. I pay every month. I send a check to the IRS every month. All right. So basically, what you want to make sure is that you have. Well, let's just read what she says. Actually, we'll go into this. All right. The tax penalty on underpayments rose to a stiff 8%. All right. This is worth avoiding. So review your paycheck withholding and quarterly estimated taxes, especially if your income has been uneven or included a bonus, a windfall like a bonus. Exactly. To avoid underpayment penalties, you must pay 90% of the taxes due well before April deadline. So for me, I'm self-employed. I have to pay to avoid any kind of tax underpayment penalty. I got to make sure I pay at least 110% of what I paid last year. All right, I got to make sure I do that. So if I paid $50,000 last year, I got to pay $55,000, and then I can avoid it. So it's just that simple. You say, how much did I pay in tax last year? How much do I pay in tax this year? So that way you can now you might not make that much money where you don't have to pay as much tax. I think I'm tracking about the same I did last year. So you might not make that much money, but you better be prepared for it. So you just say, look, if you're only paying 70% of what you paid last year, well, doggone, I hope you made 30% less income, if that makes sense. So you just got to be on this like white on rice, especially if you got a big bonus or something like that, where right here she talks about uneven or included windfall like a bonus. All right. Actually, the IRS, they helps us. They post a calculator to help employees figure the right amounts. All right, so that's an employee. I'm an employer and I'm an employee. I pay both sides of FICA, but I also got to pay self-employment taxes. All right, and if you don't pay enough, you get hit with that 8% penalty. I got hit with it last year, pretty significantly actually. I think I had $20,000 I had to owe, not on a penalty, but I had to owe at the end of the year, and I did not calculate it well enough to avoid that penalty. So I think I had to pay 8% on $20,000 bucks. What's that like? Whatever that is. So 10% is that's like $1,600. Yeah, that freaking sucked, dude. All right, taxpayers can also bypass penalties, like I just said, by paying an equal amount, either at 100% or 110% of their taxes. Yep. In most cases, 100% of your last year taxes applies to filers with AGI of 150 or less. And I make more than 150. So, and thank you for being here. That's why I can make more than 150. Much obliged. 110% threshold applies to those with more. So if I paid $50,000 last year, I need to pay $55,000 by December 31st to make sure I'm in the good for not have to pay a penalty. Standard deduction or itemization. All right. Before the Trump tax bill, 30% of filers itemized. Now less than 10% do. And the standard deduction for married filing jointly is almost 28,000 schmackaroonies. And of course, if you're $1,500, if you're over than 65, we're talking almost $30,000. Some taxpayers will want to switch back and forth from standard deduction itemized to maximize overall deductions. Yep, it can make sense to bunch deductions either by accelerating them or delaying them into years when you'll itemize. I could not agree more. So we're going to In fact, she talks right here, optimize charitable contributions. So I think she gives an example here. Margaret. Margaret is a single filer, age 67, who gives $5,000 a year to charity. But that and her other deductions will come less to her 2023 standard deduction. By making 2 years of the donations either this year or next, she can take the standard deduction 1 year and itemize the next to take advantage of itemization. I'm not going to save her that much money, but 100%. So let me tell you the story I was dealing with old Roger Dodger. All right, Roger the curmudgeon. There we go. He's a good guy. So anyway, they've long sailed the seas of cheese for retirement, and they're crushing. And they're trying to build a house, and he needs to take significant money from his IRA to build a home. So we're like, well, let's just for simplicity, it costs you $300,000. If you took it all in one, it's more than that. But if you took it all in one, maybe it was a little bit less. Because he had a bunch in cash, but he has to take the rest from his IRA. I almost want to say it's $400,000. So if you took the $400,000 in one fell swoop, it's going to cost him, I can't remember, an exorbitant amount of taxes. If he takes $200,000 by the end of 2023 and $200,000 by the beginning of 2024, it'll put him in the top of the 12% or top or 24% tax bracket is what it would be. The low end of the 24% tax bracket. Whereas if you took it all in one fell swoop, it'd put him in the 33% tax bracket for 1 year, if that makes sense. So when you spread your tax obligations over 2 years, you're reducing your taxable income significantly, and such you're reducing your taxes. In this case, I mean, look, we crunched the numbers. It's going to save like I think it was like $70,000 of taxes if by spreading that over as opposed to one fell swoop. Isn't that crazy? The same thing is on reverse here of itemizations. If you're going to do big charitable contributions, man, lump those suckers in 1 year so you can take the deductions, because you can't really take much deductions now. Again, only less than 10% of the file. Itemized. Come here. You want to show everybody how to say hello? Come on, baby. Come on up. Come on. Oh, okay. Pablo came back, though. Let's keep going. You can donate appreciate investments held longer than a year. Donors can often take a deduction on the fair market value, not the cost, without owing tax on the growth. Yeah, 100%. Watch for large mutual fund payouts. All right, large mutual fund payouts. So apparently I'm wrong in my Bob Burger case, where I guess he has a legit thing against Vanguard. I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. Let me just tell you, I trust Denise, and Denise has sent me something about Bob Burger's suit of Vanguard a couple months ago, and I said, whatever. But if I'm wrong on it, and then more power to you, Bob Burger, for freaking suing those guys. Look, if I'm wrong there, I'm happy to admit I'm wrong. It seems to me, my understanding was he's suing because massive capital gain distributions. It sounds like I could be wrong there. If I'm wrong, hey, I take it back, baby. Someone said, he has more subscribers than you do. I was like, oh my goodness, I will never do another video with more subscribers. Oh. Someone also said, he's a Forbes writer. I was like, dude, you know how you become a Forbes writer? Come on. Jeez. He's a Forbes writer. I'm one of the 100 best financial planners in America. How do I know? Because I got awarded that back when I first started off, when I first got my CFP. How did I get awarded it? By some company that awards you, you can pay a fee to be one of the top 100 financial planners, top 100 doctors, 100 attorneys. And you can buy a plaque from and everything. Ugh, back in my young days. And I did it. Stupid. I'm not saying that's what happened at Forbes, but I know a lot of guys who write at Forbes. So let's just put this way, and they ain't all that a bag of chips. It's not the Forbes of Steve Forbes' time. Let's put it this way. It's just not. It's actually silly. But I guess people like, you write for Forbes, you're legit. It's kind of like, someone's not that bright when they say, I read The Economist magazine. I'm like, okay, we'll have to go back. It's like that FedEx commercial where the black lady is introducing this MBA, to the FedEx, and he's like, "Well, I got an MBA." He goes, "Oh," she goes like this. The black lady goes, "Oh, okay, we'll slow it down for you." It's such a great commercial. I loved it. Same kind of thing. Like, I read The Economist. Oh, okay, so you're just not that bright. I get it. You like to show that you read The Economist because The Economist is for stooges, man. Come on. If you read The Economist, get rid of it right now. It's idiotic. 100% idiocy. All right, so my man here, Mark Wilson, a financial advisor who tracks large payouts at Cap Gains Valet. That's pretty cool. Expects large. Let's look at Cap Gains at Valet, man. That's pretty cool there, Mark Wilson. I like what you're doing. Go free search. So let's look at the free search here, and we're gonna look up. Oh, sweet. I can put. Let's look up the Vanguard Healthcare Fund. What's that? Vanguard. What the hell is that? Vanguard Healthcare Fund is VGHAX. VGHAX, and let's see what we got. VGHA. That's Admiral shares. No. What? No. No. So nothing there. So it says enter your. I probably should read directions. Vanguard. All right. Let's take a look. Oh, they're just taking it right to Vanguard. That's still pretty cool, man. All right, that's good stuff there, Mark Wilson. All right, let's see what it comes up with here. So that's pretty cool. Oh, there you go. Nice, nice. All right, good job, man. Oh, I like this. A one-stop shop where you can actually look at this stuff. So let's look at the healthcare fund from Vanguard. Let's make it. There we go. Healthcare. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, right there. Healthcare investor. 3.65 at NAV, and the NAV right now is $200. So that's they're going to distribute about $200 as NAV on that guy. Is that the right? Yeah. So they're going to distribute. What was that? I don't even know how you figure that out. $6 per share. That's what it would be. Maybe a little bit more than $6. About $6 per share. So not a huge amount. But if you had 500 shares in Vanguard Healthcare Fund. That could be happening. 500 shares at $200. That's what, $100,000. You're going to get 500 shares at $6 per share. Is that going to be $3,000? I think it would be. Yeah, not a huge issue there. Let's look at Wellington. I saw Wellington in here. $4 per share. $4 NAV. Not a huge one. Windsor is going to have a 7%. I don't see anything above 10, which is good. Selected value 7. Not much there. That's fantastic. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Like to see it. So let's go back. We're going to delete that guy. And we're going to type in American funds. American fund right there. Ooh, because these are more active managers. So man, this is freaking fantastic. Good job, Mark. This crushes. So you get my award for kicking ass and taking names this year. All right. So let's look at American. Let's. Bonds. I'll just separate the bonds. All right, let's look at AMCAP. I want to look at American Growth, ABC, EFG, H, Growth Fund of America. Now I don't know where it's at. Oh, there we go. Growth Fund of America is going to issue about $4.5 to $6 a share, which it looked like 7.9% of NAV. Oh. Yep, 7.9% of, so we got Growth Fund of America was right here at 7 to 9% of NAV. So the NAV is traded, the price per share is $100, 8% of that will be issued to you as a capital gain distribution. Interesting. I like how they got the dividends broken down here too. That's pretty cool. Qualified dividends. Percentage range. Oh, that's called. Okay, gotcha. Ooh, American Global Balance Funds only 65 to 75 qualified dividends. Anyway, there you go. So that's good stuff. Let's keep going down here to old Laura. So good stuff, Mark Wilson. I salute you, sir. Anyway, he says that only about 100 funds will have large payouts this year. That compares to about 360 last year. Planned electric vehicle purchases. Well, if you're dumb, sure. Relax. Take required IRA distributions. You might have some RMDs. If you were born before 1950, you'll have RMDs for 2023. Many heirs of traditional IRAs whose owners died in 2020 or later would have normally taken RMDs. However, the IRS is allowing you to skip it for 2023. Okay. Contributions IRAs. You used to have to contribute to Roth in the calendar year. I guess. Buddy, I'm sitting right here. All right, Whiny McGee. I guess they changed that. I can't remember when they changed that, but they used to have to do it within December 31st. And now they let you do Roth IRAs as of before you file your taxes. That's cool. Yeah, good stuff, man. See what people have to say about this. That's a very good article, Laura. Much obliged. Learn something. Plan to buy that new EV. Tunnel to Tower Foundation advertised today's journal to make a tax-deductible gift for homeless U.S. veterans. Here's another solution. Put them in 4-star hotels with the... one important thing to remember, don't ever make a mistake that causes you to underpay your tax by even 10 schmackaroonies. The wrath of God will come down on you almost immediately. Now, if you overpay by 10, you just have to be patient and get your money because we are understaffed. Another piece of advice, well, you're already... This is advice. If they claim you underpaid for anything less than $500, just pay it, even if the IRS is wrong. It'll cost you more than $500 in time and headaches to get resolved 100%. Could not agree more. All right, there you go. So, all right. Plan electric car purchases must constantly insert the Joey narrative, no matter how silly. Subsidize the wealthy, 100%, man, 100%. All right, there we go. This is my man William Henning. He used to play for the Dan Henning. Remember him for the Falcons, or as a coach. Beware of false claims by the Fed that your state that you didn't withhold enough taxes. I did Roth conversions last year and paid the tax on the conversions when they occurred, which is later in the year. Both taxing bodies sent me a letter claiming I owed penalties for underpayment. They assumed the Roth conversion income happened over the whole year, and I underwithheld for the early part of the year. I was not. I paid as you go, which is the rule. After many phone calls, they finally agreed. Oh man, that's interesting. That's a great call, Bill Henning. That's good to know. Then Orange Pizza says another mechanism I have used, which is briefly mentioned in the article, is upping your salary. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that. Yeah, so Charlotte, when she was working for when she was working for H&R Block, she'd have people that come in and would have to pay a significant amount. You know, these are poor people essentially, and they're like, what the hell? Because they weren't withholding anything. She goes, you got to withhold money, you got to pay the tax. They weren't withholding anything, so of course they think not getting a refund is taxes they have to pay. You got to make sure you're withholding enough, dude. You know what I'm saying? So I always withheld. I think we have a family of 6. I always withheld like as if we just had me, essentially. You know what I'm saying? I always withheld more. Well, you're giving the IRS a free loan. Dude, I so hate that argument. So I was like, okay, whatever. I don't care. I always wanted to have money coming back. Not because it's like a tax windfall, is because I didn't want to mess with the IRS. Last couple years of being self-employed has been opposite. I haven't withheld enough, and so I have to pay a penalty. It's not a huge issue, but still, $1,600. I think it was $1,600. Nah, it wasn't that high. I got like $300 in my head. I don't know why. But it was like $300 or something. Yeah, it sucks, man. $300 is, your Medicare premiums. Dude! All right, Pablo wants one more go at the computer. Hello. Pablo's going to start typing. Let me send off an email to my neighbor, Charlie. Hey, Charlie, you want to come out and play? Charlie's a chocolate lab right next to us. And apparently he got away yesterday. Pablo's typing if you wonder what he's doing. And he was found in the neighborhood behind us. And Charlie's a big boy. Big and loud. No good. All right. Love to hear your thoughts. God bless. If you have some tax recommendations, put them in the comments here. See ya.